Yeah, Big JTV. Let's talk about it. Like the video on your way in, man. Trouble. Trouble in Colorado, man. I'm a big fan of Deion Sanders. I'm a big fan of Prime. But they're on a losing skid right now, man. Lost 2 games in a row. Lost the last 3 of their 4 contests right now. They're not looking good. They're going to be playing Oregon State, number 16 ranked Oregon State. And yesterday, Coach Prime decided to demote his offensive coordinator, Sean Lewis, and promote the play caller, Pat Shurmur. Now, if y'all watch football, y'all fans of the NFL, Pat Shurmur used to be coach of the New York Giants. Not a very accomplished coach, but he's somebody who's in the coaching fraternity, the coaching world. And, you know what I'm saying, the Buffs are not looking good. Folks are, ready to put the nail in the coffin. They're comparing his run to the Jeremy Lin of college football. And a lot of people are kind of shocked by the Sean Lewis demotion because Sean Lewis used to be a former coach, and he actually had a lot of buzz. He was one of the hottest, coordinators in college ball. He's probably going to get a head coaching job very, very soon by the end of his tenure at Colorado. But it's not looking good for Coach Prime. It's not looking good for Coach Prime, and obviously, like I always say, haters, right? Like Jason Whitlock are always going to be there. So this is the thing. There's ways to be objective and actually analyze the coaching, right? And actually analyze what's going on in the game, right? What's actually going on in the field, in the locker room, as opposed to hating, right? The biggest issue with the Colorado Buffaloes is the offensive line, number 1. And number 2, it's the defense, specifically the DBs, right? Because a lot of teams get a lot of yards on Colorado in the passing game. Okay? Why were they winning earlier in the season? They had very, very few turnovers, very, very few penalties, right? And the DBs were actually playing really well, led by, Travis Hunter. Now, Travis Hunter not being available for at least 3, close to 4 games, that hurt the Buffaloes. That hurt the Buffs. Let's be real. You know what I mean? And on top of that, Shiloh Sanders getting, kicked out, ejected in the last game versus UCLA, that hurt the Buffs, right? But the issue, right, is slowly becoming more so that the offense became predictable. And I think that's why Sean Lewis got demoted, because they are passing the ball 80, sometimes 90% of the game. And I kind of get it because Shedeur is Prime's son. And I think the Prime wants to really highlight his son and get his son in the league. Now, let me tell you something. Shedeur has NFL talent, for sure. But Shedeur does have an ego, unfortunately. And Shedeur has some, a few character issues on the field. Not off the field, but on the field, right? A little Johnny Manziel in him. But here's the thing, though. Johnny Manziel won a lot of football games for Texas A&M, man. A lot of ball games. You know what I mean? As much as, Baker Mayfield had attitude issues, character issues on the field, Baker Mayfield won a lot of games for Oklahoma, a lot of football games. And Shedeur, unfortunately, he's not winning a lot of games for the Buffs. Now, the main reason, we can talk about a lot of reasons. I'm going to go from top to bottom. I don't think it's the offense. The number 1 reason, like I said, is the O-line. Number 2 is the defense, mostly the DBs. And a little bit of the D-line. The D-line is not getting enough pressure on quarterbacks. And last but not least, it's the penalties and discipline. Now, all of this can be cured by good coaching, which I believe that, Prime, unfortunately, in these last 2-3 weeks, he hasn't been coaching the best games, right? He hasn't been really making the adjustments. But this move of getting Sean Lewis demoted and getting Pat Shurmur promoted. I think it's a risk. It is a risk. You know what I mean? At least it's some kind of change. For me, I'll probably demote the defensive coordinator because he's not inspiring the guys to do anything, right? I would also really, really push the run game. You know, make it more consistent. Make it keep on going. Now, look, I'm Monday morning quarterbacking it right now. I'm hindsight 2020. But Deion Sanders has to look out for his son, first and foremost, and not have him limping at the end of games. He has to really, really push the run game, even though it might not get a lot of yards, but really have the opposing defenses on their feet so that they don't think, hey, let's go and cover 2, let's go and cover 3, let's get ready for the pass that's eventually going to happen. Shador holds on to the football because all his receivers are blanket covered, man. And dude can't find them. And if he can't find them, he takes a sack. When you hold on to the football for a long time, you're going to get sacked. You're going to get sacked because you're not dealing with little boys here. You're dealing with Division I. And Pac-12 actually has some good pass rushers who are going to get you, right? So with the last 4 games left in the season, we want, at least for me, I'm a fan of Coach Prime. He can turn this around. He can definitely turn this around, but it definitely getting rid of the offensive coordinator, I don't think is the best method. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm a fan of Prime because of what he represents beyond the game of football. But it's time to win games, bro. It's time to get these dubs. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. Is Prime doing the right thing? Is he doing the wrong thing? I'm going to stick with Prime, bro. I don't care what y'all say. Big JTV. Like, comment, sub. I'm out. Check these videos on the end screen.